Well, joining us now here on the number one is Avery. Avery, welcome to the Right Reality Podcast.
Thank
Thank you for making
you. Thank you for
time.
having me. Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I'm very excited.
Delighted over here. Delighted to have you. The first thing I want to ask, we just saw that elimination. How's the moneymaker doing? How's the moneymaker?
It's good.
Okay,
Nothing too bad. I still have all my teeth, so that's good. I
great,
didn't need
great.
anything reconstructive. So, Rachel did me great. I asked her so nicely. I was like, please do not fuck my face up. So thank you, Rachel, for listening. We are friends.
Did you really ask her that?
Yeah, I did. I said, please, just don't fuck me up. And
Yeah.
I was like, I know you got to do what you got to do. I was like, but we're friends, right? She was like, we're friends. And I was like, okay, remember that, please. Remember, you don't hate me for not getting any aggression out on me. Okay, just do what you got to do and be nice to me.
I support the move. That is a great, big, heady move there from you. I mean, we've seen you fight before, so how hard was it to just like sit there and like keep your arms down? I imagine like instinctively your
Ugh.
body wants to react, and then you're just like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah. What sucks about that is like I had asked production multiple times, like, can I defend myself? Can I defend myself? They're like, nope, sorry, can't. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, because we have targets all over your face. There's target, like you can't because you're blocking a target. I'm like, so I truly am just like a sitting duck in like a lion's cage. I love that for me.
Yeah.
Love that. So that sucked. And like the fact of the matter is too, it's like we have these little chickens, okay? They're not like a solid footing. So your feet are your ankles and you're in the sand is almost like you can't get any traction. You can't really do anything. So at one point, I'm just like hoping, like, I'm like, this has to, like, I'm counting like truly like seconds. I'm like, okay, I only have a minute 40 left. Now I have a minute. Like, I'm like to the point, like, just count this down, like, just take a hit. Like, unfortunately for me, I was very well accustomed with taking hits and not being able to defend myself. So I'm like, just wait it out. Just wait it out. After a while, it has to go away. So for me, I was just getting into a zone where I was just like, you just got to take it. And then when she's done, she's done, and that's kind of where I was at.
I imagine that had to be incredibly hard. I was like, I'm like, can they at least push them away? Can they do something other than just literally run away? And
Nothing.
it looked incredibly hard. So unfortunately, you did lose, which means you join us here on the number one. This episode was sponsored by a movie that I'm not going to name because they did not make a brand deal with me here. So we will refer to it as Baddiator 2 or Satiator 2. Okay. Have you seen
I was definitely a satiator after that elimination. So I like satiator. I was definitely a satiator.
Satiator? Have you seen Satiator 1?
I have. And
Okay.
were you guys not entertained? That's all I
I,
got to ask.
I mean, that was a perfect lead in. So I guess the follow up question is, is it harder to realize that you lost, or because you lost, you don't get to go to the premiere of Baddiator 2?
I think it was more sad that I lost.
Yeah.
As much as I love it, I love movies. I was really hoping I'd go farther in the game
Yeah.
than I did. But honestly, by the time that it was my time to go, I was okay, gone. I had gotten beat up. Yeah, I was ready. Like they weren't like, I liked everybody in the house, but I was feeling at the time very outlier-ish. I was definitely an outlier. That's the word. I was definitely on the skirts. So I felt like I couldn't really get into an alliance. I feel like they were already pre-made and I knew that if they had their chance, like I'm easy pickings. So if I had to go out, I'm so happy it was by, truly a knockout Rachel. Like, I would have to say one of the things that I can always say in my challenge world is I've technically got, I know, would you consider a purge an elimination?
No.
Right.
No, you did a daily, so you don't get a chance to. Yeah.
All right, cool. So the only people that have ever beat me are Naya. All right. I'll take a Naya loss. She's very powerful. I mean, Naya's 6 foot. Like, all right. And Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay, most men are afraid to even go up against
Yeah,
Rachel,
not too bad of
and then
people
if you
to
want to,
say.
yeah, and then and then I put in my purge as my other one, Laurel. All right, so I have lost to Naya, Laurel, and Rachel.
Pretty
I'll take
good.
that.
Pretty
That's
good. Those are really
historically,
if
rough
you were to
women.
rank
And
those
Naya, I
up.
lasted an hour and a, yeah, Naya lasted an hour and a half with. Rachel is a black belt in martial arts. Did not know that until recently. Like, and she's like, none of the men want to. Like, let's just say this. I don't think any of the men on the challenge want to face Rachel or Laurel or even Naya. So if I have that to go home to and say like that's who beat me, that's all right with me.
Pretty
I got
good.
beat by like the best women in the industry, like all I need is Cara Marie up there and I've got like keep it going because then I just get the heavy hitters, I suppose. Like I've
She's
never had
calling
an
her
easy
shot. She's calling her shot for next time. She's calling,
no, I don't want
that's
no. But I'm just saying, like if I have to go out, no, I don't want no to smoke. All right, no smoke. I love you.
no smoke from
Like I
Car.
actually
No.
want to work with all of them, but like the fact of the matter is like there are men in this house that don't even want to go against these women. So if I can say like, yeah, I didn't get beat by like, so and so or so and so, like, nope, I got beat by like three of the most powerful women in the challenge. And I'll take that because I am a small thing compared to that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm one of the smaller women in the house. I don't have a lot of muscle mass on me. Like, people don't know me or my abilities. I think it's like that's what kind of like makes me laugh is everybody underrates me and they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, why am I so underrated? Because I feel like I show up. I feel like I do a pretty good job, but I think it's just my size. I feel like compared to everybody else, I'm just on the smaller side and I'm not really mouthy unless provoked. So I'm not like a chihuahua. I just don't bark. But I'm like, no, I'm not afraid to tussle big girls. I just don't want to. Like, who wants to go against Rachel or Laurel or Nia? Nobody wants that.
Nobody would want that. I wouldn't want that. I don't think America would want that. They would say they would want it, but they didn't. So yeah, I get it. So I want to briefly go to the chamber before we get to the fun questions. Believe me, they're coming here. Quickly, did you and Derek have a conversation before going into the chamber about what was going to happen? Because there was a bit where you said, I was hoping he might volunteer, but obviously he was tied to Cara there. So was there a conversation before you guys went into that about, hey, there's not much I can do because, if I volunteer, I'm putting Cara in as well.
Yeah, that's basically like the logistics of like what we kind of were talking about. Because he's like, you know, I'm either going against Derek and I could lose, or like if it was something different, but like we didn't know what it was gonna be. And I think like if it would have been somebody else, maybe both of them would have, because it's a team, right? Either both of you guys have to be on. You can't make that decision from somebody else. Like Derek could have said, I'm volunteering, and Cara goes, well, I'm not. And there you go. You're not volunteering. Because like you can't force yourself to go down there
Yeah.
without your partner. Like in Tony's we had like an instance, like it was an
It was a little
exception to the
different.
rule,
Yeah,
right?
it was a little different
Yeah.
because it was a
Yeah, like,
yeah. So that makes
because you
sense,
can't
and
really
that's
steal me.
100%. That's what we were saying. Is
Yeah.
like you're throwing somebody else in there. Would that be even allowed? Probably not. I mean, they might do it for TV, but that's a different story there. So that is something we talked about, when we recorded a little while ago. So I just wanted to clear that up. So
Yeah, no, but I agree.
yeah, now I have to get to the very important questions here. First one. As somebody who grew up near the original Hooters in Clearwater, Florida, and has eaten there for a lot of times, can you confirm or deny that the wings have changed? Because the last time I went, they were sauced up good. And it used to feel like they were just a little oily situation. But I asked the guy, he's like, they've been this way for 10 years. I'm like, nah, bro. I grew up here. My dad's friends used to live above the original one when there was apartments up there. So do you
Well,
know
that's
if
cool.
they've changed?
I will say this. I think like there's a lot of factors that could have been involved in that.
Got it.
I know our sauces haven't really changed, but it could have been like, I mean, hate to say it, was it a new cook in the kitchen? Who was back there?
Yeah.
Was the oil fresh?
Lots of extenuating
Like,
circumstances. Yes, I get that. Okay.
yeah, like we have some guys, like I work at one now, and like sometimes I can tell who's cooking because of how the food looks. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
They really can. I'm like, give me that guy. I want that guy to cook my food. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, he cooks it better than this guy.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's almost up to the cook's discretion,
See, that's what I
truly. And
thought.
like yeah. But the sauces I wouldn't say have changed. It's how it's prepared. I think like you could have had just like a newer cook or a guy that really didn't care or he doesn't take any pride in his work.
Yeah.
Because I have definitely been to somewhere I'm like, when was the last time you changed this? And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm asking you. And then they're like, I'm like, yeah. I was like, because I
Yeah.
know my Hooters food. I will
Yeah.
give you that.
Yeah. I'm very important. You may have seen me on some of the calendars. I get to ask you
Yeah,
these
you may see me
questions.
on the commercials
You
and the
may, yeah.
billboards and the
Yeah.
calendars and the radio ads and all that
People
stuff.
know
But
me here, so you got to listen to what I have to say. Okay. The other very important question that I'm not asking, the gentlemen who might listen to our podcast are asking is Adam ever going to release a YouTube series, an e-learning thing on how to secure beautiful women? Not that I need help. I want to, again, make that very, very clear. But from the research I saw, maybe it's a lot of being on a Peloton bike. Oh, they don't sponsor a stationary bike.
yeah,
Does that have anything to do with it? When is the e-learning series coming out for those who need it? Not me again.
right. I should ask him because I think his key to success is persistence. He doesn't know when to stop because we were friends on for I was not interested in anybody, to be honest with you. I was like in my single girl era. I was loving my life. I was like, I never want to date a man. I just want to be lonely because I was like, I just want to be alone because being alone doesn't mean you're lonely.
Mm.
For me, I just was really enjoying my freedom. I was like, I don't care if I end up dying with just like 17 daisies floating around. And I think he was in a different part of his life where it just wasn't a thought.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed him. I thought he was kind of funny. I liked like what he had to talk about, and then it didn't really happen until after the show. He just kept calling me, just calling, "Hey, Aves, how you doing?" And at first I was like, "Does this guy have no friends? Like, he got no friends
All
because
right.
he's always calling me."
For all the guys listening right now, again, not me, persistence is key. Persistence is key. Respectful persistence is key. Let's be
Yep.
clear on that too. Yes.
Yeah, he was very respectful, and it was
Got
never like "Hey, what are you wearing?" It wasn't even like that. I didn't even realize he liked me like that until his daughter, his youngest daughter, stole the phone one day and told me that her dad had a crush on me, and I was like, "Oh."
That's the move too.
Yeah, and also, do I know if he might have sprinkled a little something in her ear? I have no idea. But
That's
what
a
I
real
do
heady
know
play.
right. What I do know is she stole the phone and said, "Miss Avery." And I was like, "What's going on, dude?" She's like, "Can I tell you a secret?" I was like, "Yeah, talk to me." And yeah, like made it all like this thing. And like he was like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "I can't tell you." And then she's like, "Do
Oh,
you have a crush on my dad?" And I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "No." She goes, "Do you have it?" She goes, "I want to tell you a secret." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "My dad has a crush on you."
amazing.
And then you hear him like in the other room scream her name, like, "Oh, why did you say that?" And then she's like, "Well, do you have a crush on him?" And my response was maybe. And like she screamed it. She's like, "She said maybe." And I'm like, "Oh God." So I mean, getting the kids into it could also really help your game. If they
Chapter
like the
2
kids.
of the e-learning series is getting the kids to do that. I'll help
Right.
him write it. I won't take any royalties out of the
Right. It's like,
project.
you bring a dog to a dog park. It might not even be your dog, but you let the dog run off and then it like goes into a girl. You're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just
How
my
dare
dog."
you suggest that I've done that before? I have never done that before, Avery. And I don't know who may have told you that I've done that, but how dare they? I never.
How dare they? You're just giving
Never.
play-by-plays for your life.
Never. Is this your dog? Yes, of course it is. Why have I not seen him since? That's not the problem here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta leave where you land.
The very last thing, because we want to make sure we let you go. My co-host, Mixie, each week delivers an ass of the week. Each week, somebody on the show gets an ass of the week that had great cakes during the episode. And you this season have won twice, which in
Whoa!
8 episodes is quite the accomplishment. I know
What
we're
did I
putting
do?
you.
What did I look like? I need to know. Because I do not have a booty.
Well, it sometimes it's not about the booty, and sometimes about the where the shot is, what the cameraman frames you as. If they're doing some high speed footage at the time, she's the one to talk to you. She'll DM you and give you the lowdown for
I
your
love
next
butts.
season.
I actually have a shirt that say I love butts.
Well,
So
wear it when this episode comes out and help promote. So I know we're putting you on the spot, but would you like to give a speech for your second Ass of the Week win of the year? The floor is yours.
I do. I think this is a great honor, knowing that I personally have a FAS. If nobody knows what a FAS is, it's when your thigh and your ass meet. So for me, I've always struggled with not having a booty. So thank you so much for giving me this award. It says that there is still hope out there for us little booty girls, that we still have nice little booties and we can still grow them. So I am going to do you a favor and I'm going to start working out my booty. So hopefully the next time that you see me on screen, I will just have a nice little peach for you.
How dare you? How dare you do this? Your photos for 2 years in a row. We also do a Smash or Pass episode at the beginning of the year. From me and Mixie, both smashes 2 years in a row. We have also had no notes in any of your photos, so you can't start throwing ass in there. It would literally we'd have to skip each year. You know, do you have
for
any?
you guys, I'll do it. I'll do it just for you. So just know if I ever come back and they're like, her butt looks bigger, just know that's for you.
That's for us. We
Is that for
appreciate that.
you?
Any quick modeling tips for me? If I'm just like, if I don't think I take good photos, is there like something I can do, like chin position or something like that? Like this is how I usually like. But is there anything else I can do? Is it like shoulders back or anything that will like help me take better photos?
Yeah, shoulders back and
Okay.
try to smize. You know what a smize is, Steven?
Like this?
Smile with your eyes.
Hold on. Hold on. We're going to do regular. And then now I'm going to try smize. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
Maybe not so much eyebrow, but you're there. You got to work on it. Yeah, smile with your eyes. I think that's the key. Because
that's too much.
Oh,
I saw. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
There was a difference, but you got to smize because the eyes are where you get them, and then they follow you down.
Okay. Wow. Like an absolute pro. An absolute pro. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. We love seeing you on the show. We hope we see you for many moons to come. And hopefully we get to talk to you again at some point in a longer interview.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know. Thank you so much for my awards. I can't wait to tell Adam. Be like, babe, I got a good ass.
When we make this a social clip, we'll send it to you and you can present it to him. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Be like, see, you guys, I do have a booty. Everybody that says I'm just a little twig, I got something. I got cheeks.
I got cheeks for days. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Have a great day.
All right. Bye.